This is very concerning for a lot of investors, especially investors who have bought ULTY or MSTY or any of the YieldMax volatile ETFs. For example, today the market has crashed across the board. There was a lot of volatility today in the market. In general, S&P 500, the Nasdaq, everything went down. And of course, these YieldMax ETFs were not spared, especially MSTY. I'm going to show you here in a bit. But I have two main concerns for these YieldMax ETFs, especially ULTY and MSTY, because these are the ETFs we usually talk a lot about. For example, you can see here after hours or overnight trading, ULTY keeps going down. But there are other ETFs which have similar exposure are going up. So what's going on here? And that's things I want to talk about. Today, MSTY has gone all the way from $5 to $4.93 close. At one point, it was 488. Today's range between 486 to 520. So if you bought at 486, you have gained some money, but overnight trading, it seems to keep going down. So that means you will be losing all your gains tomorrow. Just last week, I made a video to show you that ULTY and MSTY, they're at all-time low, but today they have broken that resistance. They've gone lower at $4.86. So this is the lowest that this ETF has gone, and same story with MSTY. Today's trading volume for ULTY was 89 million, almost 90 million. That's a lot for this ETF. On average, it only trades around 36 million. So that's almost 3 times what it usually trades. So that means a lot of volatility as usual, meaning people are buying and selling like crazy. But mainly, of course, whenever ETF goes down, is usually there are more sellers than there are buyers. So this will be the same story for MSTY. It keeps going down after hours or overnight trading. It closed at 1160, so it went down about almost 6%. Day's range was between 1144 to 1222. So if you bought at that price, you'd have made some money. But this is the lowest it has gone. Very low and very concerning. But again, this can be concerning for the 2 points that I'm going to mention. But it doesn't mean this is not an opportunity to buy, because for some people will look at this as an opportunity. For me, I'm really interested with ULTY because of its composition. Before I forget, I want to show you something about ULTY here. So if you look at the ULTY main holdings, it has a lot of these very volatile stock. For example, Rigetti today went down almost 15 to 18%, and I think it regained a little bit to, I think it closed around 13%. So imagine this is about 4% of ULTY portfolio. So of course this will affect. This is one of the ULTY underlying stock that I follow, but a lot of stocks went down. Robinhood, Palantir, Rocket Lab, all these stocks went down, and of course that has huge impact with ULTY. So as long as these stocks keep going down, ULTY will be affected. And if these stocks go up, of course there is a potential ULTY will perform well. But again, the main reason I like ULTY is because is one of those ETFs that can be manipulated, can be changed a little bit, and they can tweak these positions, and we can see something changes for this ETF. If we go to this chart here, you can see there's one point that ULTY was pretty sturdy, like it didn't have a huge movement. As you can see here, it stayed above $5 to $6 for the longest time. Just recently, it started dipping and going below $5, which it's not good, but also it can be good for people who want to snap some shares as long as it does not keep going down, because the yield right now is very attractive for people who want to buy this at this price today. I'm going to show you in a bit how much yield that is and how much money you can make out of this. But the chart I'm going to show you is just going to be a prediction and estimate. There's no guarantee you're going to make any of the incomes that I'm going to show you, because there's no guarantee in investing. And this video is just for educational purposes. Don't take this as a financial advice. Okay, now let's go back to MSTY. You can see here MSTY volume was about 10 million, but on average, it's pretty much the same 10 million. And we all know MSTY has a lot of correlation with strategy stock itself. And strategy is one of the most volatile stocks in the market because it has a huge option market tied to the stock itself. So strategy stock itself, which is underlying stock for MSTY, it has two major exposure. The first one is a crypto, and the second one is option markets. And those two, they are as volatile as you can get. And that's why MSTY is always volatile. But then again, if you purchase MSTY at this price, your yield is going to be a little higher. And we have seen how much they're going to pay. Distributions going forward will be around 21 cents to 29 cents, and that will present a huge yield. But again, that's just what we are estimating. They might reduce because if this ETF keeps going down, we tend to see the distribution also goes down. So there are a lot of other ETFs that went down today, but the QLDY, this is an ETF that pays twice a week from Defiance. Check this, it only went down about 1%, so very good. And after hours, it's gaining more than what it lost today. So that's what I'm saying. It's very concerning to see MSTY and ULTY after hours in overnight market. They keep going down, but this one is going up. I'm going to show you another ETF. This is a Nicholas Crypto Income ETF blocks. I've made a video about this ETF in details. If you want to know more, check a video. I'm going to leave in a link below. It lost about 6.91%, about 7%. Overnight market trading, it's up 8%. So he has gained more than what he lost today. Very good. So my concern with MSTY is that this ETF blocks, it has 100% correlation with the crypto market, which MSTY should be as well. But this one is gaining and MSTY keeps going down. So what's going on here? It's something that I really don't know, but we might be able to find out tomorrow. And as always, I'm going to keep you up to date. And by the way, Blocks is one of the best income ETFs, but the only difference is that this Blocks doesn't pay as much. So MSTY pays like a 90%, 80%, 100%, but this one pays around 25%, maximum I think is 30%. But if you look at the chart, it has done nothing but just going up. Look, all time it has gained about 22%, and this is just a price chart. With all the distributions you have received so far is closer to 30%. But if he gains 8%, that means he's going back to over 35% gain since he came out. And it hasn't been out for that long. Another ETF that went down is WePay. We've talked a lot about WePay, and I've made a few videos about this ETF. It's one of those fund of fund from Round Hill. So this is pretty much similar to what YieldMax has. It lost about 3% today. Overnight trading is gaining 1.54%, so half of what it lost. So my main concern, as I've mentioned, is that all these three ETFs, fund of fund pretty much, they are gaining, but MSTY and ULTY are losing more and more. Are they going to recover? That's to be seen after market opens tomorrow. So there's one more concern that I've heard. Since ULTY has crossed that line below $5, it might be going to a state of reverse split, as we've seen with Tesla. That was a concern, or that's something that people have talked about. But here's why I don't believe that's going to happen. Check this. We have ULTY at $5, we have Crash, we have Fiat, we have AIYY, we have MRNY. So one of the lowest ETFs in price is MRNY, and this has been for I think 2 years now, below $5. And all these ETFs have been below $5 for a long time, over a year now. And YieldMax hasn't done any reverse split. The only reverse split that YieldMax did was for Tesla ETF. And since then, they haven't done any reverse split. So because of that reason, even if ULTY stays below $5, or if he goes down to, let's say, $4.50 or $3, I don't believe that they're going to do reverse split. they might just tweak their strategy to make this stock goes up more rather than doing any reverse split. So that's just my take. So now that ULTY has crashed to $4.93, as I've said, this can be an opportunity for some people to buy some shares and get a higher yield. So YieldMax ULTY has been paying about 9 cents for the past few distributions period. So if we take that 9 cents as an average distributions that they're going to pay going forward, as long as this ETF does not go further down than it is today, because in my experience, I've seen that whenever this ETF go down, and of course the yield keeps going down. Remember when ULTY was at $6, they used to pay 10 cents. And when he dipped below around $5, they changed it from 10 cents to 9 cents. So there's a concern if this keeps going down, let's say, for example, to 450, God forbid it goes to $3, then of course this yield will change. But let's hope it does not fall and you buy at this price. Your yield will be 95% annually, and you're getting your distribution weekly. So the compounding of that will be huge. And with income projection, if you put $10,000 today, you're getting 2,028 shares, and that's going to give you 183 weekly or 9,493 annual income. But if you jump to 50,000, that's going to give you 10,142 shares, and that's 913 weekly or 47,465 per year. If you put $100,000, you're going to get 20,000 shares, 284 or 1,826 per week, or annual income of 94,929. So you can see here, the more you add, of course, the bigger the income. So if you start with $100,000, that's a huge amount of money to be able to just retire today. But again, this spreadsheet here is just income projection estimates. There's no guarantee that if you put $100,000, $50,000, $200,000, you're going to receive any of this income. This is just projection based on the distributions that YieldMax has been paying and based on the price that this ETF is trading today on the market. So guys, that's all I have for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please smash the like button and don't forget to share with someone you think this video might help. And one more thing, if you haven't subscribed to this channel and you don't want to miss any of these important updates, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification button, so whenever I release new videos, you'll be able to receive notifications. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you on next video. Bye bye.